And let me spotlight myself for everyone. And there's one other thing I want to try to do. Oh, we're gonna let that go by the wayside today. And let me share my screen. This is our third time going on YouTube Live, if you heard it in the background. I haven't mastered it exactly yet. That was me talking to me. I'm going to figure it out sooner or later. Okay. If anyone has any questions. Sweet. Today, we are talking about time travel. Can you bend time? And if you are part of our meetup group, try to move this microphone close to. If you are part of our meetup group, I had an audacious goal that I put out there that I was going to teach you the technique of how you can bend time to your will. I do it all the time. How you can slow down or speed up time, which is very useful if, let's say, you're late, right? Happens to all of us at some particular point in time. You're late and you want to slow time down in order for you to get there on time, or you need more time to complete something. Or if you're in a situation where you're bored to death, like a meeting, you're about to go to sleep, hopefully not this one, and you need to speed things up. Like, can we get through this? Can we skip through the good part? Got real country there for a second. Port. Can we skip to the good part? So I'm going to teach you those techniques too at some particular point in this as well. And I had so much content right before you got on, I was weeding it down. Now, we did not have a 12-12 session today, training class, because we're gearing up for the first in-person session with SHURCH. I get to meet some of you for the first time. Super duper excited about that. That's going to be next week, this upcoming Thursday through Sunday, with an event Saturday too. That's going to be bringing in the general public in Annandale, Virginia. So if you haven't heard about that, definitely reach out. Tanya is here. We have members from SHURCH that are on YouTube. You can reach out and they can give you information about that too as well, because it is intense. I call it a retreat. It's more like a spiritual boot camp. That's some false advertisement right there. I won't be making that mistake next time, because I'm not going to say, yep, I'm going to say some names. Nicole. Nicole was like, do you have a pool? Is there a pool at the mansion? And I was like, if there is, the only thing you can do is lick your tongue at it or stick up your middle finger, because you ain't going to get a chance to be in that pool. We're there to work, girl. I'm going to level up your skills. We're going to do some stuff like this, like bending spoons, right? Teaching you that, but not so you can just bend the spoon for novelty, because that same energy is the energy you can use to heal people, to manifest, to, use for mediumship and stuff like that. It's the same energy you can use to time travel. That's what's up, not just for novelty. And in order to teach you this ability, we got to get down to the nitty and the gritty, the virtues. And we're in a particular series right now, and that's why I'm bringing this up. So, with that, let's jump in. If you're new to SHURCH, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Friendly, down to earth, laid back. I don't know. I just think that spirituality doesn't have to be boring, it can be fun. And most of the time, when you're laughing and you're having fun, it works even better. My name is Willpower Harris. I am the founder of SHURCH. It's kind of like a spiritual church without the religion. I love all religions. I love everybody. I am not a preacher. I do not tell you what to do. I'm a teacher. And I'm the type of teacher that I like to introduce topics, things that I have been through, things that I have experienced. I've been all around the world. And around the world, and I can't remember the next lines of that song. Uh, oh, well, we're just going to let that go. I can't sing anyway. I've been all around the world and studied different modalities, different religions, as well as practice it. I just don't want to study a religion, but try to incorporate it into my life. And then I believe, just my belief, that um, any religion that speaks of love is just a gateway to God, the divine, Allah, Abba, Daddy, Papa, whatever you call the divine mother, whatever you call all that is and all that ever was. Don't get caught up in the connotations with me. Um, Use whatever words that fit for you. And at the same time, I would say reject anything that doesn't make sense or you disagree with and accept everything that does. And that's why I say I'm a teacher, not a preacher. I don't tell people what to believe or what to think. I just say what my experiences are and allow you to accept what you like or believe. My qualifications anywhere from spoon bending, when I just showed you, because I needed these to take to the retreat. I did this yesterday when I was sitting in my living room just chilling so that I can bring to the retreat to show everybody what's possible and what can be done. Levitation, table tipping, tarot card, astral travel, all this stuff. I'm also a medium, a psychic. Blah, 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 blah. The search mission to create a community of spiritual learners who love growing spiritually, who like having an organized system of becoming a better person and helping others too. I was born in Norfolk, Virginia, raised up by a Pentecostal family, and you know, Christianity for me, I could never tell, or there was no organized way for me to know if I was a better Christian this year than last year. So I needed something for me around my spirituality that I could see as an organized way of growing. So within Search, what we have is these three steps, these three series, these three focus areas that we go over. And for the first 3 months, because we were started in, I feel like I'm talking about my fraternity now. We were founded April 12th of this year. So the first 3 months was the becoming series, where our main question was, who are you becoming? Or what do you want to become? It's a big question. And if you haven't asked yourself that, if you ain't asked nobody, I suggest you should. And now that you know who you're becoming or what you want to become, what powers, what superpowers, what spiritual abilities and capabilities, boom, that we need to put in your hands in order for you to be empowered to make your life better, to be empowered to make other people's lives better. Because my thought process was, and the members of Search, the people that join, and by the way, if you want to get down with this, if you want to join, Tanya is on within Zoom. So anybody that wants to join, feel free to send her a message. She stays on to talk to people, to help them get in. And anyone that's on the YouTube world, you can put a note in the chat. And I think there's a barcode within here too that you can scan from the screen to schedule a meeting if you can't do it immediately after. But the members of Search, we believe you take your spirituality and not just sit in the corner and be like, oh, I'm spiritual, too bad for you. Oh. But that you take your spirituality out into the world and make it a better place. So internally, we're even building a program for foster children and aged out foster kids because it touches my heart and does something to me that to know that a lot of the foster kids are moving around from place to place with their clothes in trash bags. So they're literally being treated like trash. I don't like that. Sure, if you listen to this, you don't like that either because you're spiritually minded. So what are some things we can do in a community? So that brings us to the third piece, the Search Within series. What's your legacy? I mean, you don't have to be down with helping out foster kids, but what's your thing? And I think that the key to finding out what your purpose in life is to use what you love, to fight what you hate. What's that thing that you love to do that requires a skill? And what's that evil or injustice in the world that you hate as much as that thing that you love? And when you put them together, whoo, you got passion. You can work all day. It can be gloomy outside, but inside you got that light within you. It just flows and you got nonstop energy. What's that? And that's what it's all about. So the Becoming series, the Spiritual Superpower series, which is where we are right now, and then the Search Within. So the topics that we have on Sundays that we discuss, even the meditations that we do, aren't just random. They're measurable. They're tied to a spiritual blueprint. So you're able to have an assessment of this is where I am now and this is where I want to go. So that's why the spiritual superpowers, we're going over time today. So what is a superpower? Let's define it. Sounds cute. Sounds nice. The ability to bend or break the laws of the universe. That's what it is. The ability to bend or break the laws of the universe. So if you are a medium, a psychic, if you're doing Reiki, all of that to me is a superpower. If you're good, if you're not fake and phony, if you're too legit to quit, then that's a superpower. You're going to astral travel, that's a superpower. You're going to manifest things instantly, that's a superpower. You're going to be able to levitate something, that's a superpower. And when you can use these abilities to make the world a better place, that makes you a superhero. And these superpowers aren't coming to people who aren't superheroes. I was getting into a talk late night with my brother Kanji because we be going back and forth. And that's the type of people that I love kicking it with. Not people who they agree with everything you say, but people who you disagree with. But it's a loving disagree. Well, I believe this and I believe that. But you're listening to each other. Because anytime that you disagree with me, I am open-mindedly listening to you because I could change my mind. So he and I are having this discussion over these superpowers and stuff like that. And I'm like, so somebody can bend the spoon with their mind. Who cares? How does that help people? If it doesn't help people, then what's the use of having that superpower if you're not a superhero? Doesn't matter at all. So even though people may come for the sizzle, thinking it's the steak, don't get it twisted. It's just the sizzle. The steak goes beyond just being able to bend time or do any of these other things. So let's take a look at how you'll be able to do these things a little bit further, how life works. Comes down to these three things: problems, virtues, superpowers. So I'm going to explain the concept behind not just the superpower around bending time, but just all of the different superpowers. I'm going to explain that. And then we're going to dive in and I'm going to teach you the specific techniques. And you're going to understand why in a second, because I can teach you the techniques all day. If you're lacking in one particular area, you're going to be short. Problems. The problems that you experience in life, they bring us virtues. And those virtues bring us the superpowers. This is the flow. This is how it works. So these people that have superpowers, so you show me any guru throughout the history of time, from Yeshua, Jesus, to Buddha, to uh, Moses, anybody, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, anybody. If you tell me the miracle they were able to perform, I can tell you their character. Because each one of these superpowers matches up to a particular virtue. The side effect to the virtue is the superpower. And in order to get the virtue, you have to go through the problem. So if you're a kind-hearted person and you're trying to manifest being able to become a medium, or you're trying to manifest being able to bend time, the universe, the divine, God, if it doesn't piss you off to hear the word God, because of the way that you were raised, it's not here. Oh, let me give that nice lady this superpower. What's heard is, let me give them this nice problem. Oh, they want to be a medium? Well, then that means they need to have a lot of people lie to them so they can gain the virtue of truth, of honesty, of justice, of patience. Oh, let me make them broke as a joke so they can have courage. And if you don't face that, then you can have a vice that leads to anti-powers. That's how life works. Power requires a blend of virtues. So the bigger the superpower, like time ain't no joke. If you want to really truly be able to bend time, you need to have a slew of virtues, not just one. So I'm going to teach you a technique. And depending on the amount of virtues that you have, you're going to be able to bend or break the law of time. You got a whole lot of virtues. I mean, it's like you could be a bad, shut your mouth. And if you got a lot of virtues, you're going to be breaking time. You know what? You're going to be flawless. You're going to be ageless. You're not even going to age. I'm 54 years old. I got energy. I outdance anybody. I can stand on my head, go for days. I got a lot of virtues. Time means nothing for me. Had a client the other day. It was like, for real, I just don't know what age. I was like, well, black don't crack. Black don't crack. But it goes beyond that. It gets to the heart of who you are. You can't fake authenticity. I mean, you know when somebody's real or not. You can tell when the light's in somebody or when it's not. So today's superpower. You got the background in general on how it works. For those of you that are on here that's going to the boot camp, it's like, I don't know if I'm going now. Is he going to beat us? I'm not going to beat you. That'd take away one of my virtues if I did. We're going to go a little bit more in depth. There's more slides. I just hit some slides when we have more time to cover it. But today's superpower is spending time. And to get specific on that, the ability to influence how time moves and how time is experienced. In our search inner circle with the members during the week, I put out questions, I teach lessons, and I try to do it in the form of questions. And I talk about the theory of time this week as we lead up to the topics that we're going to have on Sunday. So that I want the search members coming into this topic different than the general public. I want them on another level. I want them to shine. Especially because after we have the meditation, we have breakout groups and stuff like that. So I talked about the different ways that people see time in terms of linear or cyclical, or in terms of groups, like everything's happening at the same time. Because with the meditation today, I'm going to put you in a state where you can travel throughout time at any time period you want. I'm going to have you go to a place before you were even born. What does that look like? Well, you're going to find out. Tanya, if you let them in, I would say just make sure that you put on that no one's able to unmute because we're not going to know who they are. And that setting isn't clicked on. I didn't click on yet because I'm just not that good. So the ability to bend time and how much you're able to see and how far you're able to go back or forward. You can come back and in the discussion, you're going to hear some people say, I was kicking it with Jesus and I did this and I saw that. And somebody else going to be like, I saw yesterday. Because one person got a whole bunch of virtues and another person ain't got a half a virtue in their bucket. I ain't judging. I'm just explaining. I'm a teacher, not a preacher. But that's something that can be fixed. Just like there's meditations to help you work on virtues, there's exercises to help work on virtues. And there are certain problems and challenges we run into that you can either avoid or face. And face doesn't mean you necessarily solve. So let's look at the virtues of time that will help you get jiggy with it. If you want to bend or break, all right, bend or break. And as a leader of a group, when I have people that want to be a medium and somebody who wants to specialize in Reiki and astrology, someone who wants to be a specialist, especially in astrology, and do readings from that standpoint, they definitely need the law of time on their side. And some others, I need to look at which virtues do I teach people about that's going to get a bigger bang for their buck. And one of the biggest bang for their bucks that I've been teaching people for a long time, and not until now have I been able to tell them why kindness has been my thing. It's because kindness, when you look at the laws of the universe, when you look at the superpowers that get impacted, this particular virtue has a greater impact across multiple areas. So if you have kindness as a virtue, man, boom, boom, you're checking off that box for many different superpowers in one swoop. But kindness, love, pure intent, reverence, sincerity, trust, vision, wonder. Wonder, wonder, wonder is a virtue, by the way, for the law of attraction. Now we're talking the secret, by the way, which is kindergarten compared to manifestation and where we're at now. But wonder is what kids have. Literally. You thought I was talking down on it. That's a good thing. Kids have this wonder about them, this curiosity, this yay, this sense of awe. Oh, you got to be childlike. That's even biblical. Unless you got a heart like a child. It's biblical. I know the Bible like back of my hand. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. I had to memorize it. These virtues impact the law of time. If you're a skeptic, if you're a negative Nancy, not like your name is Nancy, because you can be optimistic and your name just happens to be Nancy. This ain't going to work so well for you. But this is a chance for you to look in the mirror. This is a chance for you to assess yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't wreck yourself, but assess yourself. A couple of weeks ago, we had a discussion on the higher self and lower self. We got a meditation in the Well-Being Library called Me, Myself, and I. It gives you a chance to look at yourself and come to terms with these blockages that you're having. What blocks the power? Because you got one way, right? Those are all the virtues. This is the anti-power. You have superpower and anti-power. For the law of time, the thing that normally blocks people, doubt, fear, even doing stuff like this. Spoon bending is very popular. Very popular. But people have doubt, it ain't gonna work for you. Belief. That's what me and my brother Kanji were debating about last night, was faith and belief, doubt, stuff like that. I don't like that word faith anymore. I want to change and exchange that word faith for belief system, belief structure, what you believe in. So, somebody may say, what's your religion? I prefer to ask, what's your belief structure? And do you feed yourself fear? One of my good friends from my college days called me up. I was like, yo, what's up? And he's like, oh, I'm just walking the dogs and just trying to figure out if I'm going to leave the country because the president's messed up and then this is going bad and this asshole did this to me today and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. I said, yo, you're not going to talk to me that way. He said, what? I said, you're not going to talk to me that way. He said, what way? I said, negative. I don't want to hear all that venom. I'm a positive dude. I was having a lovely day. And you just came off at me just with negativity. He started laughing. We changed the subject to something positive. You can't sit and live in fear. I'm not saying there's bad things out there, but I'm not feeding that flame. Can't even tell you the last time I looked at the news. That's just not my thing. So again, teacher, not preacher, just sharing with you what I do and the way I go. And these are the things that allow me to do stuff like this. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's double bent. I struggle. I can't even pull it down. The ability to be ageless. That's time too. That's a virtue. It's a superpower. All rolled up into one. But fear, hopelessness, stress, we know that that can cause you to have a stroke, a heart attack. That's anti-power. I even got at the bottom. These anti-powers drain, distort, disconnect, death. That's what I should put in there. Death. How do you fix it? Meditation. It's pretty simple. It's meditation. Are you going to talk about it or be about it? We have a spiritual fitness club. We eat 3 times a day. How often do you meditate? You feed your physical body. The suggestion is you feed your spiritual body too. And when you feed your spiritual body, you're going to gain these virtues, just like working out. Your problem may be pointing to a virtue. So when I hear people talk about their problems, I got this going on, I got that going on, I'm like, yay, I love that. And they're like, what do you mean? So you're letting me know what type of saint I'm dealing with. Because all of it matches up to superpower. Now, I'm just going through this really quick. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how you can bend time. This is a technique, okay? When you look at superpowers, you have technique, that's one component. People go and they get certified on different things. There's tons of certifications, from mediumship to Akashic records, you name it, there's a certification on it. Ton of certification. But technically, everybody on the planet should be able to be a medium. That's a skill set that everybody on the planet has the ability to do. But everybody on the planet ain't one. Why? Why? Why is it that the people get certified on healing? Everybody ain't getting healed. Why? Something's off. It's the virtues that are missing. I can teach you the technique, but if you're lacking the virtues, wah, wah, wah. Oh, technique, virtues, problems. You got to experience the problems in order to have the ability to gain the virtues. You got to have the virtues in order to master the superpower. But I'm going to teach you the technique right now. Okay. I'm going to, oh my God. I just realized just this second, right now, that I have gone through this whole entire deck, this whole deck, without
Without
once sharing the PowerPoint. Y'all some nice people. Y'all some nice people. Not once did one of you boo me. There was no boo. There was no you. There was nothing. So look, hopefully
I started to tell you, but I ain't want to interrupt the flow.
you didn't want to interrupt me because I was going on this tangent with all these great stops. So you visually got it. All right. So look, I didn't do that intentionally, but for
I was the
those of
same
you,
way, Will. I
the
didn't want
same,
to mess. I didn't want to
whatever.
mess up your flow. That's why.
Look, in the future, y'all can mess up my flow if it's for the benefit of everybody. I ain't perfect, so you can stop me and mess me up. Don't be scared, because I want everybody to understand this. And I made these visuals so that it would digest for people. But I understand your heart and your intent was cool. But I'm stupid, so it's okay for you to mess me up when I do stupid stuff. But the point I was getting ready to say, I was going to stop the screen for you to be able to see. I want to teach you how to. Don already taught you, if you remember, how to slow down time and how to speed it up. But I'm going to go back through this really quick, just to make sure, from a visual standpoint, there's nothing that you all need to see in order to understand when we get through the meditation. And then we can use this as a review. And everything happens for a reason. What is a superpower? You got that. How life works. Problems, virtues, superpowers. Okay? That's how it works. The power requires a blend of virtues. So the bigger the superpower, the more virtues you're going to need. If you're going to bend time, I'm a little tardy, you may only need one good virtue. If you're trying to break time, meaning I want to be ageless, I want to be 80 and look 30, you need a slew of virtues. For those of you that read Autobiography of a Yogi, Yogananda spoke of this nice lady in Europe who went years without eating. Without eating, she drank water. She meditated most of the day. She did not eat food. She did not eat and was healthy. She was breaking certain laws of the universe. She had a lot of virtues. She was an extremely kind lady. There's another lady that I consider a saint, just goes around hugging people. She's known as like the hugging saint. She has a lot of virtues. Okay. Today's superpower, blending the time. I don't think say anything, but this one is a good one for you to see. The laws of time. If you want to bend time, if you are really strong in any one of these areas, you can bend time. This technique I'm about to show you, it's going to work for you. If you have all of these, you can break time. Okay? You got one, you can bend it. You got all, you can break. And when it comes to the laws of the universe, the one law that you should never bend and you can never break is the law of free will. You do that, ooh, you're going to get it. You know how if you were raised up Christian and they talk about blasphemy? That's the closest I found in the universe to blasphemy, is that one. Breaking the law of free will, it's not good for you. That sucker, the universe is going to balance itself out, and you will pay the price for that one. So stay away from that. All the others, you can bend the break. Okay? So kindness, I was saying, was one that goes across like everything, like a universal one. Because think about it. What is a law? And I got this from my lovely, smart, genius bride. Why do we have laws? Laws are put in place for people not to mess up, for people to stay in line and not screw stuff up. But if you're kind, you're not going to go around slapping people. Oh, let me go ahead and here just pull the wings off this butterfly. Oh, that even just sounds horrible. Who would do that? Let me go over here and spit on this rainbow. Oh, how did your mama raise you? So kindness works across the board. Even as I'm saying these things, something is ringing in your spirit that you know. You're not learning this, you're remembering this. And when you have the meditation today and you go back to the time before you're born, all of this is going to come to you. And when you come back out of meditation, we had a group discussion, you can tell us what you remember. You can tell us what you saw. Because this is the next level. And it just makes sense. Kindness applies across everything because a law is in place for people not to mess up. Can you imagine someone being able to bend or break the laws of the universe who's a jerk face, who's mean, who's inconsiderate? And we're going to put someone who's inconsiderate and give them the ability to bend or break the law of time? No, an omniscient divine being wouldn't do that. That would be stupid. I'm not following that dude or dudette. Not me. Just makes sense. Pure intent, reverence, sincerity, vision. But here's the real deal. Where do you suck? Where do you suck? Be honest with yourself. Don't jive yourself. Look at this and say, where am I lacking? Where's my lower self represented in this list? That's where you need to work on. And then say, how can I challenge myself in that area? Do I need to join a group? I've been running away from trust. I didn't take on responsibilities in a group because I didn't want anyone to have to depend and trust on me. Well, now, stupid, you should. So you can gain that virtue. Have that superpower and advance to that next level. And some of the challenges that are in your life, bye-bye, they'll go away. Or some of the problems you keep seeing in your life will just disappear when you face it. You don't even have to solve it. You don't have to become a master of time management. But because you face it, you get to the next level. And what blocks it? The law of time we talked about, the ability to be ageless. We talked about fear and hopelessness. And fear can be, oh my God, how am I going to pay rent? Oh my God, what's going to come back in that test result? Oh my God, are they going to come home tonight? And don't get me wrong, of course, I'm a father. Bad things are out there that can happen to people. It happens every day. But when you find that fear poisons Every thought you have throughout your day, that's not being responsible. That's a disease. That's a disease. That's not normal. That's not normal. That people are fearful all damn day. Your nervous system is like this all day. Yeah, that's like your nervous system is in stroke mode all day. You got crooked face all day on your nervous system. Yeah, you're not gonna be ageless. Uh-uh. Meditation fixes that. It's not complicated. It's just not easy for people because it depends on who you kick it with, who you hang out with. That's why I'm so grateful that people show up on Search. Because when you show up, you're feeding the energy of the group. You're feeding the energy of the group. When you show up, you're kicking it with other positive people. You got enough negative people that you're just going to interact with in the world in general. That's why we created the Search members. It's so that during the week, you have somebody or something to tie into. Everything is set up. That's why we're now doing YouTube. Can't make it on Sundays when it starts, or you're afraid about coming late. Fear, afraid, right? You make it when you want to. All these things are put in place. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink. I'm getting mine. A lot of people are getting theirs. You got to get yours. Now, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to stop sharing so you can properly see my hands. I learned this technique from a shaman about 4 years ago. It's right around the time of COVID. So you take your left hand, okay? And I'm going to show you how you can slow down time or speed it up. And you take your right hand and you cuff it, right? So you see how I got a cuff like that? You cuff it, okay? You got it right there. And you're going to go down on your palm like that. Now, when I hit it, I'm going to first do it with the intention. I'm setting the intention that I want to slow down time. I'm going to tap my palm 3 times. And in my mind, or you can say it out loud, I'm going to go slow, slow, slow. And on that 3rd time, I'm going to go with a motion like that. Okay? Slow, slow, slow. Okay? Slow, slow, slow. Whoosh. All right? Now, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in a counterclockwise motion on my palm. 1, 2, 3, whoosh. Same thing. All right? So 1 activates it, then you go 3 times, and then you lock it in. Okay? I'm going to do it again. Palm, cuff. Slow, slow, slow. 1, 2, 3. Set. Okay? Now, if you do not remember to reverse it, at some particular point, time will catch up to itself as you know it. If you are low on virtues, then the only thing that gets impacted is you. Time seems to slow down for you in the form of it being hyper focus, meaning that in this minute, the best way I could describe it would be imagine someone with ADHD suddenly losing it and being able to hyper focus, and within that minute, things slow down. I taught the search group about the different aspects of time, and I never told them my real answer. My real answer is that all those different aspects of time exist, but you can pick and choose which one you choose to exist within. So this exercise really pulls you into the one that measures time based on the experiences within a particular time period. Now, when you want to set the clock back forward again, then you go fast, fast, fast. Same hand movement, right? And then you go clockwise. 1, 2, 3, push. And then you do the same thing if you wanted to fast forward. This meeting sucks. The time goes by fast. Okay? Something real easy to do. I do it all the time. But now all the members of SHURCH knows that if they see me in the meeting go, then I think their meeting sucks. Which I would never do. Because our meetings are always fun. If I'm in it, it's fun. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the meditation that's going to allow you to go to any time period you want. But I have to explain certain things to you, mostly because anybody on, oh crap, I forgot this one. Mostly because anybody on YouTube, or if you're new to SHURCH, you may not know what a Merkaba is. But before that, I need to tell you about this at a high level. Your problem may be your curriculum, okay? So you can look at the problems in your life or this particular superpower, and I'm telling you this, but it relates to every superpower. I structure this so that when I teach it, that you can use the same foundation as you growing in other areas, because this may just be an extracurricular activity for you. It may not be your ride or die, but it's the same process. You identify which time-related virtue in this situation is asking you to practice. So if you are finding that you're having to wait or you're receiving a lot of delays, like why is everything never happening when I want it to? Or if you find that you have a fear of the future, or you're always rushing or pushing or forcing something. I went through that. I had a certain period in my life where I was just, or you're running into people who you find they have mixed motives. Some of it is good and pure intentions, and others it's just they're dirty, just rotten. They're not all rotten, but they're not all clean either. If you feel that you have a lot of pain from the past that you need to face and just deal with, it's like, well, I don't have to. It's just there. It's under the rug. It's under the rug. It's not hurting nobody. Just walk around it. Just step over it. Or you feel your energy is scattered, that you're stretched thin. These are the virtues that you pull off if you do this. So part of being a member of SHURCH now, one of the things that I incorporated is giving everybody an assessment. And we're starting it off at the boot camp, that retreat. Oh, I hit that slide. I don't want to hide it. I want y'all to see it because I'm in the flow now. Yeah, I hit it, but I want to show it. Okay. So I took, like, for instance, in that previous slide, the pain from the past. You can have an assignment where you have to face it. You identify that the virtue that you'll come out of it is love and kindness. There's meditations that we have in the meditation library, the Well-Being Meditation Library. There's several that fall underneath this one. But for this particular slide, I chose love and kindness. Chose karma burning, because you can use it for when you need to forgive people. You can also use the one that we're doing today, which is the time machine one. You can use the one that we have on the soul family for the meditation. You have the training, which is time bending, which this thing that I showed you, there's a whole training behind it. And Dawn who's our member. Thank you, Dawn. She's helping me to
You're
build
welcome.
our
You're welcome.
online platform for us to put stuff in. We're just babies. We're just getting started. If you give us a couple of months, we're going to be bad. We're going to be bad. This is a spiritual blueprint. This is how you identify where you are. This is how you identify where you're going to go. And the purpose here isn't just for you to have peace. Oh, you're going to get some peace. But once you get this peace, then you go out into the world and you help give peace. That's what's up. And when you have that intent, that's when all these beautiful things starts happening. That's when money starts to flow for you. That's when you have something that's even greater than money. Because I know a lot of people that got money and no peace of mind and will give up every dime just to have a minute of peace. And it's hard to tell somebody who's broke as a joke that. They just can't even hear you. They just keep thinking, I need some money. I need some money. I got fear. I need some money. I talk to fools all day. All day. You just can't see it. So I created this to hopefully get some of this smoke away so people can start to see it. Not to mention it's very lonely. I need some help helping people. You feel me? So that's what's up. Now, let me get back into the regular broadcast because I didn't even intend to show you that. That's for the boot camp. The Merkaba, so that you understand this exercise. Those of you that are already in search, you heard me talk about this before. There are more than just the basic chakras that you know they're in your body because your soul, your spirit, whatever you call it, is humongous. It goes beyond this little body that you get, right? Even Shaq's soul is bigger than his huge frame. And outside of these 7 chakras that fall within the body, not to mention you got a 0 one that goes within Mother Earth, there's an 8th chakra. And that 8th chakra is called the soul star. And other people call it the Merkaba. And the Merkaba, the soul star, the purpose of that is a travel mechanism. Travel meaning that your spirit, your soul can travel anywhere. And we're using that for this particular meditation. And if you're new to meditation or this is the first time you've been at Search or if you're seeing it on YouTube, this ain't mindful meditation. That's not what we do here. This is mindful, not mindless. Yeah. So this soul star looks like this. It's 2 inverted pyramids, let's say, with the upper part representing masculine energy, the lower representing feminine. One rotates clockwise, another one rotates counterclockwise. I'm looking around because, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see me. Let me see if I lower this down. I actually have one of my crystals here that I use for my crystal grids. That is the Merkaba. Does that come through? Yeah. So, yeah, I had crystal grids. That's the Merkaba. Okay. And some people buy it and actually meditate inside of it. You can if you want to. There's never a shortage of people willing to take your good money for something. So in this meditation, you like that? Rosie, I see you laughing. So in this meditation, I'm going to bring your awareness to the Merkaba. If you've never heard it before, this is what it looks like. And if you forget that, what do you say about the Merkakubu? Okay, just trust that your higher self knows what I'm talking about. That's it. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to take you into a hypnotic state, hypnosis, where you're going to go to a place using your Merkaba to travel to a time before you were born, where there is no time or space, And once you get there, you're going to be in a place where there are many other souls waiting to be born. If you get to this place, regardless of what I say in the guided meditation, because this is a guided meditation, all right? If you are enjoying yourself, man, girl, have fun. Do what comes to you. But the guided meditation is going to say, pick a time and place to go to. So I'm telling you this, so when you get there, you're not like, what do I do? The next thing you know, please come back to us. Like, wait, please come back to us. Wait, bring your ass back. So right now, in your mind, try to figure out where would you want to go. And I don't know, I can't tell you what to do, but I surely can suggest, because you ain't paying for this. So I can suggest whatever I want to. It's my party. I suggest what I want to. Suggest what I want to. I suggest you don't use this as a novelty and you use it to make your life better. Like everybody wants to do past life regressions with me for no reason. Why don't you use this for a reason? You can set the attention to say, take me to a period of time throughout history that would be helpful for me to see something that can make mankind better. Take me through a period of history or a period of a past life of mine that will give me greater wisdom on why I do the stupid stuff I do now. Take me to some future period in time that gives me self-confidence to see all of the things that I thought were being unseen and were useless, and see all the beauty that I caused and all the people that I helped. Because you may be thinking you're nobody special and you are a king, you are a queen, you are helping countless numbers of people that you would never meet, but they are being helped because of the kindness and generosity that you're doing on a day-to-day basis that you think are just small potatoes because it's within you, because you have that virtue has become so normal to you. The same way that craziness has become so normal to somebody else. You can do it like this is just for fun. You can. You can. It's your right. Regardless of what I say, it's really your party. You can party the way you want to. So, with that, my suggestion would be if you have headphones, put headphones on because this is binaural beats. And I had this engineered specifically based on the left and right ear. But even if you don't have headphones, it's still going to take you and help you get induced into a trance. It is 37 minutes long, this meditation. And when you are done, you will be, some people, upset with me. That is not longer, okay? This is what I do for the public. When we have our private sessions, it goes longer because I'm there to help facilitate. In the first portion of it, you will go into a deep trance state session where it is normal for you not to feel your body. Once we get the body out of the way, then your mind is in total control, okay? And that's when you will then be told about the Merkaba, and you will utilize that to go back to this particular period. And then you will be able to choose where you're going to go to. Once you start to come out, it's similar to a dream. All right. You know how you wake up from a dream, and the more you move, the more you forget. It's very important, especially for people that are on YouTube. All right. That you know you should not plan to just pop up and go and do something. You need to get grounded. That's why with the well-being process, we have three things: intent, okay, immersion, and then integration. The integration, when we do it here, is us having a small group discussion, talking about it. So you stand to listen to what other people say. You don't have to comment, but you can. Would be very useful for you from a grounding standpoint, as well as what's a possible standpoint. because if you don't have a lot of the virtues that match up to the time travel, you will be able to see what is possible, and it can serve as motivation for you to gain some of these other virtues that are aligned. So feel free to get yourself into a relaxing position. I suggest to people that they lay down if possible, because this is a out-of-body experience that most people have, and you getting in that type of laying down position, I find is more helpful for people. I'm going to share the sound and screen and then look for the first few minutes to see if there's any comments that come through in terms of not being able to hear. Again, this is going to be 37 minutes and 50 seconds. And then after that, we'll come back here, have a group discussion, and then we will end our session for today. If the volume is low for you, check your device. Make sure you have the volume turned up as high as you can. I will be checking the chats and guide you the best that I can, and I will make sure that the volume is turned up high on my end. I hope you enjoy your journey. Merkaba, time travel. Get yourself into a comfortable position and bring your awareness to your breath. And on your next inhale, inhale through your forehead and exhale from your forehead. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your forehead to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale through your eyes and exhale from your eyes, telling the muscles in and throughout your eyes to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale through your cheeks and exhale from your cheeks. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your cheeks to relax, to release,
to be at peace. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale through your lips and exhale from your lips. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your lips to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale through your neck and exhale from your neck. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your neck to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale from your upper chest and exhale from your upper chest, telling the muscles in and throughout your upper chest to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. 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 Now, on your next inhale, inhale through your lower abdomen and exhale from your lower abdomen. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your lower abdomen to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. 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 Bring your awareness to the base of your spine. And on your next inhale, inhale from the base of your spine to the top of your spine. And exhale from the top of your spine down to the base of your spine. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your back to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now, bring your awareness to your arms. And on your next inhale, inhale through your arms and exhale from your arms. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your arms to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale through your hips and exhale from your hips. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your hips to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale from your thighs and exhale from your thighs. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your thighs to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. 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 Now, on your next inhale, inhale from your lower legs and exhale from your lower legs. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your lower legs to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. 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 On your next inhale, inhale through your feet and exhale from your feet. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your feet to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Now. Now, on your next inhale, inhale from every cell in your body at the same time. And exhale from every cell in your body at the same time. All along the way, telling the muscles in and throughout your body to relax, to release, to be at peace. Now. Become aware that you are aware that your body is sound asleep. But your mind is fully alert. Bring your mind back to the intention of this meditation. Merkaba, time travel. Now, take a few deep cleansing breaths as you begin to become grounded in your heart. Now, Begin to visualize your Merkaba star. Imagine being inside of two pyramids. With the top of one pyramid pointing towards the heavens. And the other towards the earth. As you clear your mind and hone in on the image of your Merkaba, start to imagine it spinning. Stay connected to your breathing as your Merkaba spins. See it spinning in a synchronized manner. Notice how it spins faster. Envision yourself beginning to glow, lit up by rays of luminous energy all around you. Imagine it turning faster and faster, and try to feel your vibrations beginning to rise. You may feel a surge of joy, energy, or power. This is a surefire sign of the activation of your Merkaba as its vibrations are flowing through you now. Now, set your intentions for visiting a past time. And feel the energy of your spinning Merkaba as you begin to travel backwards to your childhood. Feel the energy of your Merkaba as you begin to travel backwards to the day of your birth. Begin to feel the energy of your Merkaba as you begin to travel back to when you and your mother were one. Feel the energy of your Merkaba as you begin to travel back to being a spirit awaiting to be born. Become aware of other spirits around you, waiting to be born. Continue to move in this place where time no longer exists. See the moment you were first pulled out from the Creator as a spark of beautiful and perfect light. Embrace the love the Creator had for you. And witness as your Creator loves and shines upon you. Now, in this space of no time, prepare to go wherever you want to go. Fully able to observe through the eyes of anyone you wish to view through. Set your intention now. Begin to feel a black hole arising in the center of your awareness. Go closer to the black hole and feel the gravitational pull from the black hole. Allow yourself to enter the black hole as it transports you to the exact area of your intention. It may feel overwhelming for a second. You may want to pull back, but surrender to the energy that pulls you, knowing you're completely safe and loved. Where did it lead you? What colors do you feel? What sights do you feel? What smells do you feel? How do you feel? Explore this new space. See it as an observer from the outside looking in. See it from the inside as a participant within the scene. I will return to retrieve you by saying the word now. explore this space now. Now, prepare to return back to your body in the present space and time. In all ways and in all directions. Send out love and gratitude for your experience. As I count down from 10 to 1, you will come back into your body, fully aligned, fully alert, fully at peace. Ten, 9, 8. You will remember all that you experienced. 7, 6, 5. You are now back within your body. 4, 3, 2. When you hear the number 1, you will be fully aligned, fully at peace. 1. Welcome back. Move your fingers and toes. Open your eyes slowly. And when you are ready, you may move forward. Namaste.
Okay. Welcome back. That one to help you with grounding. If you are trying to come back to us, you may want to rub your hands together, get a little friction, and then you can place it over your eyes to help you get grounded. Inhale and exhale. There you go. If you have obsidian as a crystal, you can hold that to get grounded. So we are in the third phase of our search session, which is what we do, is we discuss our experiences, and it's open. Those of you on YouTube, feel free. You can put any comments you had on the meditation, on the topics that we discuss in the chat group, and it'll flow up. I was able to take a peek in the comments on the YouTube. I'm glad I made a few of you laugh too as well. I like comedy. It makes me feel good when I make other people feel good. Within this particular group right here, Tanya, you can dictate to me what you want to do in terms of whether we break people up into groups or not. I would say that if we have a lot more than 3 new people that are in Zoom, that we can break the members up. But if not, we can keep everybody here. It's up to you. You can make that decision. Meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll share my experience to kick it off, to set the tone of how we do the sharing. You can say whatever you want to. You try to keep it to 3 minutes in your sharing so we can have opportunity for everyone to go around. And then once we get to the point where someone, there's long silence in terms of no one else wants to share, then you can have opportunity to say more if you want. We tried to avoid, well, this is how I felt as we were going through the relaxation part, the intention. Because, that's just, getting into the trance state, and just give the feedback for the immersion part. So for me, I forgot that we go through the period where you're actually inside of your mother. So that was a surprise for me. And it brought up some reasons why I do not like being in enclosed spaces, which was kind of interesting. Some things for me to work through. You have something you want to say, Tanya?
Yes. Oh, I think you have to make me co-host.
Oh, yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? You have the power. Oh, no, you don't. You have the power. Okay. So that's something I gotta work through. And it was such an experience for me that I struggled to get to the next part. But when I did, I got pulled through this light to the next area. And then when you were coming off of the part of the creator, I had chosen that I wanted to go see the transfiguration. That's always an interesting thing for me. The thing with Jesus and the transfiguration piece. Did you have something else? Or you're cool? Your hand's still up. You good? Don't worry about the hand. Just ignore the hand. All right. Talk to the hand. Just ignore it. I got it. And the interesting thing about the transfiguration and what I got, and it kind of goes off a conversation that Kanji, you and I had last night. It was around what I saw. Well, first of all, when I got there, I saw it through the eyes of Jesus. And certain parts I wasn't privy to the conversation that he was having with the other two, because I wasn't spiritually gifted yet enough. And you're only able to see and have the experience based on how gifted you are. And I never forget one of the things one of my spiritual mentors told me one time. He said, Will, if you want to perform miracles like Jesus, then you need to think like Jesus. So I ain't that spiritual yet, I guess. So certain things were blocked from me. What I was able to get, first of all, it was just like super duper bright. I mean, it was super duper bright, but it didn't hurt my eyes, but it was super duper bright. And then they were bringing him a gift. Like, hey, they were giving them information like, first of all, this ain't turning out the way you thought it was. And we want to let you know, like, we're seeing something that you don't see. And they're not taking this the way you thought they were going to take it. And we're giving you a gift of extra sight so that you can see energetically what's going on. And I felt like sick in my stomach. He didn't like that message. He didn't like that at all. So I felt the sickness in my stomach, and then I felt a pain in my shoulder. And yeah, that was my experience that I had for the most part. Cool. All right, Daniel, what you decide? We're breaking into groups or what?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and break people into groups.
Okay, cool. I'll stay here with the newbies. So for those of you that are on YouTube, you'll be able to see me, I'm presuming, with the people who are not breaking into small groups. For everybody else, you will be going off into Zoom land to have a group discussion on what transpired for you. It will have to be really short though, Tanya, because we're already past our time. So I would give them maybe 10 minutes max on that. So for the other people who stay, you can share your thoughts or your feedback on what happened to you within your meditation, and we can take it from there. Cool. All right. So the floor is open. Anybody that want to share?
I'll share. Some weird words or images came up, so I'm just going to, and I jotted them down, so I'm just going to repeat them. Um, Moon, fur, like the moon, then the word or the image of, like the feeling of fur, and then ground. And then I felt like I was an animal, like a little furry animal, like in a desert, rocky place, and that there was prey all around me. So there was fear, and then the realization that I had to like be shrewd so I would be able to survive, I guess. And then for some reason, the word callous just popped in my head. Callous. I don't know where that came from. And then it made me think of like a callus on your toe for some reason because I started to question it. And then I don't know, a thought of maybe shape shifting. Um, then image of a meteor, like, or something just like coming, and the feeling that I am the last of some type of race. And that was really strange. That's never happened to me before. So it was pretty cool. And I don't know if it was a movie I was playing or what, but I'm just going to sit with it, integrate it, and see what happens in the future. And thank you for this wonderful experience.
You're welcome. When you were talking, I'll tell you what was coming to me. Was that it was either on this planet or another planet, one of your incarnations, was what you were seeing. At first, my mind, the logical mind, was saying it was this planet and it was an incarnation as an animal. And then the question was, I started hearing voices saying, tell her to meditate and ask how that particular incarnation helps or impacts her in this life. What are those words or meanings? How's that playing out in her purpose here in this life? And to ask her guys for information around that. But as you continued, it felt like something from the days of Lemuria, or an incarnation in another planet. One of my beliefs is that you aren't limited to just incarnating here on Earth, but that you can incarnate in other planets throughout the known universe. So it could be there, and it could be tied to, let's say, there was another soul that was incarnated in that place too, that's also here on Earth, that you have some connection to, and that's kind of like a clue that's tied to it. It's definitely something to look into further in your meditations, something that if you ask, because that's a short meditation that you had to deal with. But that is something that definitely happened, and it is worth you diving in deeper to. There's no
Wow.
symbolism in that. That's a real
Okay.
thing that occurred.
I
Okay.
didn't know that. Thank you, teacher.
Yes, ma'am. Go for it. Ronnie, I see your hand raised. Oh, let me. You good.
Oh, I didn't go anywhere, but my migraine almost instantly went away.
Okay. Tell me what you mean by went away. Like you had no thoughts
Um,
or something else?
I was having a pain in the back of my neck, and it was radiating up to the top of my head. But some point in the breathing exercises, I noticed it was gone.
Okay. Cool. All right. So there is a technique that I learned from something called NLP, Neuro Linguistic Program. And NLP, uh, when I got certified in that, this is probably around 2011, teaches a breathing technique where you can breathe in and out. And the process of if you have a headache, that you imagine where your headache is in your brain, if you had to give it a color, whatever, if you had to give it a shape, and then you go through the process of imagining that if it's on one side of your head, that you move it to the other. That if you imagine if it's square, you make it a circle. That if it's a color, you change the color. And then you breathe and you move it out of your body and shoot it out of your, say, down your arm and out of it. So that type of manipulation can be done in order to get rid of pain. And during our meditations and what we do, the same thing can happen. And I can imagine that if you're stressed, or if it's caused by stress, or just just being able to relax and just chill, you know, and get your body out of the way, that stuff like that can happen. So it's pretty cool. You know, whatever your body needs when you get into a meditative state, that's what's going to happen. Just like if you see a rainbow, everyone loves a rainbow. Why? Because the chakras, if you're looking at the basic seven, they all are tied to a particular color, and that energizes you. And whatever chakra is depleted, that is going to pull from that light, give it what it needs. And that's why everyone loves seeing a rainbow. So much so you got to tell somebody, hey, look at this. So whatever your body needs when you go into meditation, you're going to get. And your body didn't need the time travel. Your body was like, chill, sit
I
down.
was looking for that time travel too.
Like, I want to go to the pyramids when they were built. I'm like, nope, just sit down for a minute. You know your head hurt. That's cool though. I'm glad your pain went away. And I think that's the
Yeah,
power
me
of group
too.
meditation too. When you have a group of people and that loving energy and positivity, and you're around that, that's how people get healed. It's not like, let me lay your hands on your sister. Let me go, hamana, himida, hamana, himida, hamana, him, in the name of baby Jesus. Nah, ain't all that. The side effect of just having virtues is healing. That you get people together that are meditating, and that's when whatever your body needs, it happens. Cool. All right. Anybody else?
I think that storm coming down here.
Oh yeah. It's getting brighter now, and it's my wife's birthday today, so I'm taking her to the movies.
I'm muted it.
Yeah, I tried to persuade her. I was like, "Hey, do you want to go see Odyssey today?" She's like, "No, I want to go see a movie at the end of the." I was like, "Why would you want to go see the end of a movie?" She's like, "No, that's the name of the movie, End of the Street." I was like, "Oh, like I never get to see what I want to see on somebody else's birthday." Well, that's another virtue I get to see get gained by that. Anyway, Maria, what happened with you?
Well, as usual, I went to a very deep down relaxation, and it felt like just a few minutes. I'm super relaxed, but I don't remember anything.
You clicked out? Say it's not so, Maria.
I don't know. I think my body just needs to, I need to just get out of my body. I'm going somewhere. I don't remember where I'm going.
You weren't the only one, Maria. This is the second time I did it, and I clicked out too. And I was like, I don't
Right?
something about. I said, you're
See,
not the only one. That
y'all was talking all this trash about.
I'm
Oh,
so happy to hear I'm not the only one.
and this is the second time I did it, and I clicked out both times. So
All right,
I feel kind of embarrassed.
But don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel embarrassed.
Hey, you shouldn't be. I don't know what you put in that relaxation part, but you gotta reduce the dosage.
No, just don't lower the expectations. That's not how we do it. No, we just have to get yourself. First of all, try the physical position you're in. Try readjusting. And two,
I was laying down.
Me
both
too.
times.
you can readjust that. That's one thing. And the other thing is, you know what, guys? Like leading up to us being together next week, I am really doing a full mind, body, spirit, trying to get in right. Sleeping the right amount, eating the right stuff, talking the right stuff, listening to the right stuff. Trying to get myself as close as to the perfect me as possible. And this is like a litmus test for us that, certain things we have to adjust. Working out. I don't know if I'm getting a little cuter. I'm getting a little skinnier. Lost about 10 pounds in the last month too. So this is legit. This is about spiritual fitness across the board. We really are trying to bring it and help people. This is us practicing, getting in spiritual shape for it. But there ain't no shame in this. We all got stuff we gotta improve upon. I was upset that my dog was outside the door, like whimpering. I was like, hey, like, don't you know I got like this meditation group thing getting ready to get started? Well, it's time for him to get fed. He should be whimpering. So, so patience, discernment, everything around us are signs for us to grow from. So we're all growing. Me too. So definitely ain't no shame in it. It is what it is. We are where we are. Anybody else? Futuristic in the house. I think this is the first time that I've seen your face. Look at that smile. You denied us all of that beautiful smile. Shame on you. You should be ashamed for that. Anybody else have anything to say?
Well, I do.
Okay, go for it.
I just want to say thank you for you actually putting out your meditations online. As I was telling Kanji and Tanya and Kayla in the breakoff group, I feel I had a cheat sheet over other people because the universe has actually had me to do the Merkaba meditation 2 cycles ago.
Nice.
And they knew that I was going to be doing this today, but I didn't know. And I had a more homing experience today than I had then.
Okay.
And I'm appreciative of it.
All right. That's awesome. Yeah, the Merkaba was awesome. I was holding it up earlier for people to see this particular crystal, if I can get it at a right angle. It's lapis
You see mine?
Oh yeah, I love yours.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Yes,
All
I,
right, well,
I
cool.
appreciate it. Thank
No,
you.
I appreciate you.
And Christina shared in our group that she's smarter than I was because I didn't talk to myself saying, okay, don't go that deep because it's going to take you there. So don't go that deep. So she was wise enough to remember from her other experiences not to let.
That's a nice tip. That's a nice tip. And look, in full transparency, it was about 2 or 3 times that I felt myself like drifting off into the void, and I had to be like, "Let me come back. I'm gonna be sleeping and snoring. That ain't a good look. Come back, video be on, drool be coming down here. Like, what he doing?" So,
Oh
like I
man,
said, man, we all got some work to do.
yeah,
All right,
that
well,
was
cool.
fun.
Well, with that, there's no search next Sunday because we're kicking off the retreat. If anybody's local, staying at the mansion, it's all booked up. But Saturday, it's going to be off the hook. Down in Annabelle, it's worth the drive. You can do a half day, you can do a full day. Just hit us up if you want to go. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. So and Maria on Saturday, if you fall asleep, I can be like, Maria, wake up. You go, oh.
I was gonna write, send you a message. What can I do about it? I don't want to be like, I want to experience everything. Maybe I should be just sitting down. What about that?
Yeah, you're gonna have all day. You can adjust, and the group energy is gonna be vibe and so high. I doubt that's gonna happen. And that's the beautiful part about getting together in person, that all of our skill sets get raised to such a level that when we leave, some of the challenges that you had from a spiritual skill set standpoint, you don't see that again. You don't see it again. So, like, what do we have? We have 37 minutes in one day, as opposed to having all day and having stuff that we discuss, and then exercises to go into, and then just it's a totally different experience. Totally different experience. So don't sweat it. It's all good. I got you. Cool. All right, everybody. I'm going to go show my wife a good time. And for her birthday, she is older than me by 2 months. So every year for 2 months, I'm like, you rob in the cradle. Mhm. All right, everybody have a great Sunday, and I'll see some of y'all in a less than a week, and some of y'all 2 weeks later.
So I said happy birthday.
Yeah.
I will.
Me too.
Yeah, peace and love.